Staircase to Nowhere. This is your host, Noah from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm here with some friends today and also a very special guest. If you read the description, you already know who that guest is. So we're going to go straight to her. This is Elyse.
Hello, this is Elyse from Northwest Indiana.
Ooh,
Yeah, in the past,
I like this.
You may have known her as Elyse Horb, but now she is Elyse Regier. That's right, with the hard G.
You can also pronounce it Regier.
Regier. Yeah, that's beautiful. This is Sam Carroll clocking in from north central Kentucky, right on the border, right near the Ohio River.
So
David,
how
where are you at?
central?
Where are you at? Like in the middle. Like we're in the kind of like the middle north.
Oh, middle.
Like that's what I'm
middle
saying.
north.
You guys listed like where you were at in your state.
Hi, I'm David.
But
And
go ahead, David.
My name is David Neal. And I'm at the center of this phone call because I would say, honestly, it is closest to the center between central Kentucky and northern Indiana and Atlanta. The middle of Indiana is pretty center. So, yeah.
No,
Wow.
I think that Sam
Hot
would
take.
very clearly be
But
in
with
the
the
middle
weighted scale,
us geographically.
the weighted
if we were
But
scale-
how do we know
It's in
that?
Indiana.
But how do we know?
Oh, so
We'll
you're
put an
feeling
animated
the
map in
center.
the show notes.
Yeah. I'll work on that.
All right, so this is your Ministry Culture podcast. We love discussing the intersection of how to live out our faith in today's culture, what it looks like for us. And just one thing that we are always talking about on this show is discipleship. And so that's why we've entitled this show Podcasters Who Make Podcasters. Elyse has started her own podcast in no small part by an inspiration from yours truly here at Staircase to Nowhere. But what long-term listeners will know is that Elyse and I have been doing the audio medium now for over 10 years. We were doing podcasts before podcasts were called podcasts, and it was called a radio show back on
radio show,
The Source. Our show, Living Large, with Noah, Doug, and Elyse. Sometimes
It
Elyse.
was the most popular radio show that has ever aired at Taylor University.
As someone who works at Taylor, I cannot confirm that
at
information.
Taylor.
It's definitely true. Elyse, what are some of your memories from just the Living Large days and what we used to do?
Well, I remember first just being a listener when you and Doug did the show. And I mean, what a rush it was to live tweet with the show and to have my tweets read on air. You know, it just made you feel so special to be part of the production. And then becoming one of the hosts, it was I mean, it was always a good time for us when we got together to plan the show. It was a fun social time. And then going on air, I think we really built a cool community where people were listening live and tweeting live and answering our polls and coming on as guests. So it really became a cool community thing
I think
for us.
what I've learned is I miss Twitter.
Yeah. So that's why we're bringing back Twitter today. You can tweet us and just let us know.
Listening live.
Those listening live, what was your favorite Living Large episode? Make sure that you tweet us.
What hashtag should I use?
Hashtag Living Large Reborn.
Got it.
And if you are listening live and live tweeting,
hashtag
we might read your tweets out at the end
LIVIN
of the
with a
episode.
G or no? No G. Living.
No G.
Yeah, there's never been a G.
Reborn.
No G. Never been a G.
Feels good.
And so 10 years later, here
Better
we are.
open Twitter. I mean,
Wow.
X.
Beautiful. True full circle moment, guys. This is lovely.
Yeah, my favorite episode we ever
Anyways.
did was the Bachelor episode, in which we brought on Doug's old roommate Devin, who we called Lancelot, wearing his famous robe that he wore every single day, and blindfolded him, and brought in 4 women to the studio and allowed them to vie for his heart. And he asked them questions like, "How would you fare in a quest?" And trying just to get
Now
to the
that's
heart
content.
of what's important. And what was truly amazing is that 3 out of those 4 women did marry guys from our floor. So they stayed in the realm of the live
You
and
did
large
something right.
Rojo community.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hannah Williams Parrish. I hope you're listening to this episode right now, live.
If you are, tweet at least 5 underscores. But we've grown up now. You know, that was fun and games, but now our
Yeah,
podcasts
Now
are
we have
Things
our
have
own
changed.
microphones.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, now we're not beholden to a campus radio station, and we can say whatever we want.
I dare it. I dare one of you.
I'll make a fart joke.
There it is.
Oh no. But that's why when Elyse was starting her own podcast and she reached out to us and was like, how do we do this? Like, I'm inspired. I want to do it. We're like, yes, we need to have you on the show and we need to hear all about it. So Elyse, would you just like share like what was your like beginning journey to thinking about podcasting and what led you to want to do it?
Sure thing. So my podcast is called Towards Eden, an Enneagram podcast, and my podcast is
It's available now on all platforms.
Wait, what are your socials?
Available now.
What are your
It
socials?
exists now. At Towards Eden
Nice.
Enneagram. You're gonna have to figure out how to spell that yourself. So the Enneagram has just been a really helpful tool in my life. I have gotten a certification to learn more about the
Ooh.
tool.
Wait,
and how to
elaborate
use
on
it
that.
To help
What
people
is this
grow.
certification?
So I have 2 Enneagram coaching certifications, which means I can sound more legit when I talk about it. I hope it's working.
I'm not just like spewing hot takes. Yeah.
So one of my certifications is through Beth McCord's Your Enneagram Coach program, which is a gospel-centered Enneagram program, which means it's not just about, using another self-help tool, but we learn a lot about how to take the Enneagram and use it in our faith context for integrating it with our spiritual walks, and how can we learn about the gospel of Jesus because of our different types. Like, how does Jesus's grace meet us based on the different things that we struggle with, or the different pain points that we have based on our Enneagram types. So I really appreciate that because it matters that we go to the Holy Spirit to empower us in our walks, and not just find more self-help tools, right? So that's really about integrating the Enneagram with Jesus, and it all works together. And then the other program I did is with Krista Harden from Enneagram and Marriage. And so this course, I learned a lot about how to work with couples and how to coach couples to like really understand each other on a deeper level based on their Enneagram types. So yes, I hope this has all sounded very legit to you guys.
It does.
But yes, my podcast.
I'm convinced. Yes.
I'm that person who, will be talking to my friends and they say, oh, this so-and-so thing happened in my life. And my question is, okay, and how does your type affect that? Like, how did you react to that based on your Enneagram type? So I figured let's like channel this energy into a show. And I've honestly like been thinking for years and years that I would love to do a podcast. Podcasts for me have been one of the number one ways that I've like grown and learned in adulthood. I love to binge podcasts.
Give us some of your favorites.
And so I love Adam Young's podcast, The Place We Find Ourselves.
Oh yeah,
That's like
he's a counselor.
Deep, serious, trauma-informed therapy work. So go to that one if you can handle something really serious. Yeah. I love The Lazy Genius, Kendra Adachi. I love Typology. That's Ian Cron's Enneagram podcast. Those are some of my favorites right now.
Nice.
And then I also have one more favorite that really this is a recent favorite, but it's just soared to the top of my charts, and it's called Staircase to Nowhere.
That's great.
What?
If you
Are
guys
you
have heard of that
serious?
one.
Whoa. That's crazy. And you said that unsolicited. That's wild.
Nobody
yeah,
wrote it on a piece of paper and made you say it.
Nobody.
No,
Wow.
I'm practicing being authentic.
That's good.
Just trying to be transparent here.
Love that.
And this is where I'd like to shout out the LaPorte County Public Library System. So
Yes,
this episode
okay,
is
tell us
sponsored
about
by
that.
the LaPorte County Public Library System because they do have a makerspace. I don't know if you guys have heard of this concept of makerspace. It's when a library will just like bring in equipment and machines and tools that people can come in and use, like 3D
Wow.
printers or soldering machines or wood lathes. And all of those things the LaPorte County Library has available to the public for free, thanks to How Met Aerospace Foundation. That's a big company in my town who funded a lot of these machines, but they have an audio studio. This is the point. The point is that they have a podcast studio that is available to use for free. And I was like, okay, I need to just go and try it out and use the studio and see if it's cool. And then maybe like make this dream a reality.
Yeah. Well, you
And
were
you
texting
also-
us and you like sent pictures of your studio, and I was like blown. We have been shot on iPhone for a long time. So you're like, I'm starting a podcast, and I was like, what the heck? You're in a legitimate Hollywood NPR studio. Yeah. So shout out to the library
Makerspace.
system. That is awesome.
And you
And
get to put your
as an-
degree in media production in action.
That's so true. And as an Enneagram 1, I didn't really felt like I couldn't
Ooh.
start unless it was good enough. So now that I have this pro equipment, I felt like I could start. And I'm not saying that this is good, but that's where I was at.
Oh, well, I'm glad they gave you that push to be like, here is everything that you need to feel like you can be professional. And you went for it.
Yeah.
You clearly had the concepts
been-
and the skills already.
So tell us about. I'm kind of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So, like, what?
I was wondering what are some things I can expect? Like, do you have any like guests lined up or anything like I could look forward to on your podcast?
Yeah, so I have a lot of the episodes are conversational because, podcasts, sometimes they could be conversational, they could be one person teaching, and to me, I'm usually more engaged with the conversation. So right now I'm having my friends on and I'm asking them about their Enneagram types, and they're explaining to me about how it feels to be a 2 or what it's like to be a 3-6 couple and what those relationship dynamics are. And it's me asking a lot of questions about basically answering the question, what's it like to be you? What's it like to be you in Enneagram 9? What does it feel like? What's
Ooh.
hard? What do you love about your type? And how can we love the Enneagram 9s in our lives better because of hearing your story?
So, what do you feel like is the main thing that you're teaching in those kind of formats and those lessons?
The point is to just increase our understanding a little bit more of the people around us, right? So if you have a 5 in your life and then you listen to my conversation with a 5, I just hope that you have a little bit more empathy and understanding in that relationship. So it's just about having better relationships all around. That's kind of the point.
Wow. Man, all right. So we've talked about Enneagram. We've thrown this word around a lot. And because we, in this call, are white Christians, we've heard of the Enneagram. And so what about someone who's never heard of the Enneagram? What is this? What is it for? That sort of thing.
So the Enneagram personality system is a tool. It's not an end-all be-all. It doesn't need to be the one thing that you obsess about and
Are
talk
you
about
sure?
nothing else in your life. And I'm sorry if some of you listening have been put off from the Enneagram by people who get obsessed and overtalk it, because that's really not like an inappropriate use of the Enneagram, but I think it can be integrated into our whole lives. So what is the Enneagram? The Enneagram is a personality typing system that describes 9 different types, and each of these types has a distinct core fear and core desire, and these are the underlying motivations that in our default state are motivating a lot of our decisions and our reactions and our interactions. The beauty of the Enneagram is that when we start learning about our types, first of all, it's not about what we look like on the outside. The Enneagram really describes what the inner motivations are, kind of our deep underneath desires and things that we don't necessarily show to the world, but they're motivating our decisions, right? So you might use something like a Myers-Briggs or a DISC, and those are going to look at how you look on the outside, how you behave at work, how other people experience you. But the Enneagram is a system where only you can type yourself. So you cannot dictate what somebody else's type is. You can't label somebody else's Enneagram type because you really don't know what's motivating them. You don't know what's inside their own head and their heart. And so what I love about the Enneagram is that it describes these kind of like these boxes that we're in, like the constraints of our personality. And then once we become aware of those, then we can kind of grow outside of that. We can get out of the boxes we're stuck in. We can make different we can kind of have growth with our relationships. Like, for example, you might have blind spots that you're just not aware of. Like you guys know people in your lives where, oh, they always do that thing when they're in a group of people and I don't think they know it, but they do it and it's annoying and they don't know it, but everyone else can see it. Okay. So we all have those kinds of blind spots, and the Enneagram is very effective with describing what those blind spots are. So you can become aware and then work on those and then grow to be a better friend and a better spouse and a better human because of it.
Sam, you gotta add your witchcraft question here. Sam, ask your
witchcraft question. No, well, well, don't set it up like that. It is so, well, the Enneagram is super, like, I mean, it's been trending, I guess, for the past 5 years or so or something. There's been a lot of conversation around it. There's people that have offered pushback about, like, what is this? Like, is this thing, if our ultimate identity is supposed to be in Jesus, should I reduce it to a number? Like, what are the origins of this? Like, there's, like, I know, like, people like Jackie Hill Perry came out and was like, I mean, just spoke against the Enneagram flat out and called it demonic and stuff. So I'm just curious, from your study and your perspective, like, how do we as Christians, like, engage this thing? Because you obviously have talk about it as a helpful tool, and it's been helpful in my life and in my marriage and stuff. But just how do you, like, what are your thoughts on, not just the validity of the tool of, like, but is this something Christians should be using? And how do you respond to people that are, like, come with skeptic?
That was better than just saying. So is it witchcraft?
Is the Enneagram witchcraft? Make this.
I've seen the picture. It looks like a pentagram.
Oh yeah. We need social media collateral.
So what
you're saying is
Christians understand how to talk to each other.
Oh no. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So I will say, I have something to link in the show notes, which I can send you guys later. But there was a post made this week by Tyler Zach. His Instagram account is called Gospel for Enneagram, and he does gospel-centered Enneagram teaching. And I'm gonna give you my take on it, but if you guys want to read more in depth, Tyler's done a ton of work on this exact topic. His post this week, which will be about 4 weeks ago when this episode releases, is called "Is the Enneagram Demonic?" And because there was an interview done this week with a well-known person where it came up. It was actually an interview with Lecrae. I don't know if that has trended with any of you guys, but that came up, and Tyler is basically explaining, which I read his post today, but he's explaining that there's a lot of different teachers who are involved in kind of the founding of this and the popularizing of this tool, and not all of those people are Christ followers. Okay, so I think sometimes it can be difficult for people to accept something if it's not 100% purely Christian origins, whatever that means to you. But I'll tell you, my take on it is, to answer the question, should Christians use the Enneagram? If you are a Christian and you can use this tool and integrate it into your faith to love others more and to deepen your relationship with Christ, then you should use it as a tool. If it bothers you, then forget it. It doesn't matter. You don't need it. I don't think this is something that we should be forcing on people or persuading people. There's a lot of different tools we can use in our Christian walks to know Jesus better. And for me, this is one that works a lot for me. So there's actually one of the teachings of the Enneagram is about vices and virtues. And each of those 9 types has a core vice and a core virtue, right? So describing these 9 different vices, as humans, we're going to struggle with all of them, right? We're going to struggle with all of the sins, but some of us have propensities to, like, struggle with one of these vices more than the other ones. And that matters. And so if the Enneagram as a tool can show us, like, oh, I'm an Enneagram 1 and my core vice is anger and resentment. And I feel that so strongly in my life. That is what comes in the way of me having peace in my relationships so often is the anger. And the Enneagram has really helped me understand my anger, where it comes from, how it comes out, how other people experience it. And that is something that I have to bring to the Holy Spirit to help heal in me. And for those watching on video, my cat has entered the frame.
The classic cat walking into a meeting.
Classic. This could be a Zoom commercial. Yeah.
And so that's one of the ways that the Enneagram has helped me. Not that it is what changes my life and heals me and transforms me, but it reveals things about me that need to be transformed that then I can bring to Jesus. Because honestly, there's a lot of things I wasn't aware of about myself, a lot of blind spots that the Enneagram was like a shortcut to me understanding those things, right? So I think like, of course, the Holy Spirit, when you walk with him, is going to reveal your blind spots and reveal the things that you need to grow in, and reveal the sins in your life and the wounds in your life. But the Enneagram can be really helpful as a shortcut and a way to kind of accelerate understanding some of those things. Yeah. But then, of course, like, if we're Christians, then we should, with our new awareness, then we should bring those things to Jesus and keep walking with him.
Yeah, that's really well said, and it seems like you clearly have those 2 certifications and that they are doing their job.
Oh my God.
Very legitimate.
What would you say is the importance in self-awareness in spiritual growth to maturity? Like, I think that in discipleship, maybe that's not something we think about very much. Like, what's the importance of being self-aware of our flaws so that we can grow and heal?
There is this book I really like. I'm looking up the title so I don't botch it. It's called Emotionally Healthy Spirituality. Yeah. It's by Pete Scazzero. I love this book. Because Pete Scazzero talks about how so many leaders in the church are so talented and have such a robust skill set, but they don't learn how to grow emotionally. They don't learn how to emotionally regulate, and they don't learn about their own blind spots in relationship. And so there's only so far that those leaders can go, or there's, there comes a point where if your vocation and your skills have kind of outpaced your character and your emotional growth, then you might just start causing harm instead of leading people helpfully. And so I think self-awareness is really important. And I think our generation is actually doing a good job of understanding that and integrating it into our faith. I guess it comes back to relationships for me again, because I think with the lack of self-awareness, one of the biggest places that causes harm is in our relationships. If we don't understand how we're affecting other people, and we don't understand how our own, how do I say this? Again, I'll just say our blind spots are affect people negatively, then that's going to cause more harm than good.
No, that's awesome.
There's a pastor here in Atlanta named Dahadi Lewis, and I did a retreat with his church on emotional health, and they call it the Known 360 retreat. And his line was, Christianity is all about relationships, plural, with God, yourself, and others. And so, like, to help people grow closer to God and to others, and to, like, be more whole in yourself, then you need to have these tools for building relationship, which requires emotional intelligence, and it requires that self-awareness. And so he, as a church, they've like created this retreat that, the focus is just on being a healthy person in relationship. And he said just how important that is for them to teach for the church for their work. And like, I think that historically, maybe it's kind of been neglected, and we like want to teach the word and we want to teach important things, but we're not teaching how to be in relationship with one another and how to kind of live out that, the one another's that scripture talks about.
I have some older adults in my life that I'm thinking of specifically who have been Christians their whole lives. They're very generous, very kind, know the Bible, have a pretty, I would say like a pretty black and white view of morality, pretty traditional old school with some of the things they believe. But okay, so here's the point that I'm getting to. These people who very strong Christians know the Lord. I know they know the Lord. I know they love God. But recently when something happened that was really harmful in my life by somebody I cared about, the response that I got from those specific adults was, okay, well, I think you just need to get over it. Just stop being so sad. Basically, we need to give these people a free pass. And you just need to shut down your emotions and move on. And that was really hurtful to me. And I just think that shows that there's been a record of people growing in maybe like a lot of behavioral ways and doing all the right things you're supposed to do as a Christian, but then there being a disconnect with integrating like our human emotions, which if we neglect and repress our emotions, we're really repressing a whole part of what it means to be human. So I think it's really cool that we have a lot more awareness now about integrating emotional health with our faith.
Wow. Yeah, when we talk on this podcast about generations and cultures and like different kind of skills and strengths and blind spots of different cultures and the way that they express Christian faith, this is a way that millennials and Gen Z are trying to grow in our emotional awareness and our relationships. And like it is a really strong, good value for Christians to be living out, to be whole people and whole communities. So that's pretty cool that you're contributing to that.
Yeah.
So now I wanted to turn us around to do some evaluation of us. Elyse,
yeah.
do your Enneagram thing on us.
I'm out.
Flex those those trainings. Show us what you got.
So
I'm gonna need some buy-in from
my
David
7 is
before we
coming
start
through
this
where I don't
segment.
want to feel pain, so no, I'm out.
ooh, but David, this is gonna be fun.
All right,
You're gonna love it. Let's all do it together.
Gonna
We'll
be
cross
so
the
fun.
bridge when we
Imagine
get
the
to it. We're at the bridge,
possibilities.
so we have to cross it.
I'm scared this is gonna actually.
I
turn
literally
into some
just
sort
a
of,
second
like,
ago,
therapy session
I was like,
between
"Oh, I remember. I was told
boys.
I'm not supposed to show emotion." Don't
Who
worry
said
about
this
it.
to you?
probably
Yeah,
at
that's
seminary
it.
at some point. Yeah.
Well, I think Enneagram is fun. I am into it. I was at the pool the other day with friends, and I talked with them all about Enneagram for over an hour. And Rebecca was reading her book, and she's like, "What in the world, you guys?" But so I'm into Enneagram. I'm a 7. 7s I think are really fun. We also avoid pain. My buddy David is also a 7.
Who was also taught
so we
about
like
it.
to do goofy fun things together.
I did like 2
Mhm.
2 weeks about
And
it.
then
yeah, in my
you
class,
did for your trainings and stuff.
So, and my wife.
Wow, that was the same class that told you not to
No,
show emotions.
And my wife has done
Yeah.
so much research on it. I'm well versed in the Christian pentagram. I'm well versed.
Oh my gosh. There's our sound.
Oh yeah,
bite.
there's one more
Disclaimer,
side.
it's not a
Right.
pentagram.
and I'm a 3. And I'm a 3.
A
We got
perfect
2
10.
7s and a 3. So lucky number.
So
Yeah.
that's why this podcast is so much fun. But then it also
happens.
we need Sam to actually
There's a
post
reason
the
it
podcast
actually comes out.
and like to get the work.
And now that we
done.
have a 1, maybe it'll get better.
I would. Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have stopped this podcast a long time ago, but Sam continues to keep us moving. And that is
Wait,
helpful.
what?
Talk more about that. Me and David are like, this is news to us. No, I was like, I don't want to be here. I would have
Soundbite,
stopped.
Gosh.
Why am I here?
No.
Staircase
this
to Nowhere is
therapy. No, I didn't
canceled.
mean
We're
it
closing
like I
it
didn't
down.
want to do it.
Elyse exits the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. No. What I meant is I love doing it, but I'm very good at wanting to start new fun things and not very good at continuing them like past the point of, wow, this is new and fun and exciting. So like when I moved into Wake Forest and I lived by myself and I had infinite time and I needed buddies to talk to online, this was the perfect thing that God did and brought so much healing and stuff. And if it was just me, I probably would not have like put in the work to continue. But Sam is like, we're liking this, right? And I'm like, yeah, I love it. Let's do this. And we make the time because it's valuable.
It's on my
But
calendar. which if
by
it's on my
myself
calendar, I'm
would not
doing.
have.
And it's on your calendar because I sent you a calendar invitation.
But I show up.
But I hope I didn't make you feel bad, Sam. Like,
If
I
it
don't
is on
mean-
my calendar, I'm
I
there.
show
I
up.
don't like the pod. I really do love the pod.
No,
We had a
We're
calendar
being silly. This is banter.
invite for all the hall directors to have dinner together, and I went, and there was only one other hall director there, and I was like, "It was on my calendar. I'm coming. If it's on my calendar, I'm there. It's protected."
Yeah.
The
This is
only
the
way
word of the
anything
Lord.
gets
It's
done in
on my
life is
calendar. This is
Microsoft
what happens.
Calendar.
I just
know that's
follow where it
supposed to
leads
be a
me.
joke, but it's not.
Yeah.
It is not a joke.
Yeah.
Elyse, help us.
Okay.
And
now
I
Elyse,
also think
go.
I also think
Just kidding.
our spouses is pretty funny because both Dave and I, who are sevens, are both married to women who are
And we're
threes.
attracted to. We
Again,
have to be
like
a
our
3 in
buddy
our
Can't
Sam.
get
podcast.
enough of us.
Can't do anything without a 3.
Can't get enough of us.
We need the threes to help us do actual stuff.
Yeah.
And then Sam is married to a 4 who is the only one in our group of friends who's a 4, and she's very pleased about that.
The way it should be. Yeah.
As she should be.
Yeah. As she should be. So, and Elyse, as a longtime
actually.
listener, first time caller, it's you. Yeah, it's kind of funny because I don't know. As you listen to the show, does any of that come through? Like, do you like as you've listened, are you like, oh my gosh, there's 2 7s and a 3 with microphones?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can definitely feel the energy, right? Like all the 7s and the 3s, that's high energy. That's moving forward. That's let's have fun and make things happen. And definitely that high energy is there. It
Especially
comes
when
through
Noah
the
does
listeners.
his hammed
That's
up
us
intro.
boys.
It's all of
The
us ham
intros are
up our
good.
intros.
I've especially been enjoying the mailbag episodes lately.
Do you think aliens are real?
Hey,
So have
3
we.
males opening the
This-
mail.
Shameless
Staircase pod.
reminder. Email us at staircasepod.
We'll talk about
at
aliens. We're not
gmail.com.
afraid.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, what specific questions do we have about our dynamic?
Or yeah, what should
do
we know?
We
Elyse?
have an
How do we
expert
be a
here.
better
What do we want
in
to?
a better relationship amongst the 3 of us?
How do we have better relationships with each other?
I know you did.
Okay, guys, I came prepared.
One.
I'm going to teach you guys about stances.
Everyone do your best stance.
Ooh, what's that?
Stances. Oh, STANCE stance. Oh, you are doing stances. Good.
Yeah, we're doing muscle
for all
stance.
of you
Good.
watching live, which is none of you. Everybody's striking a pose. Okay, so this is an Enneagram concept where we have 3 stances. Okay, so out of the 9 numbers, if you were listening earlier, you'll know there are 9 types. And those 9 types are divided into 3 groups of 3. So there's 3 stances with 3 types in each stance. We have the assertive stance. The assertive numbers, they get what they want in life by moving towards people. They are future thinkers. They're thinking about the future more than the present or the past. They like moving forward, making things happen, high energy, and they don't mind moving against people to get what they want. Now we also have the dependent stance. The dependent numbers are moving alongside people to get what they want. And that means dependent stance numbers are paying very much attention to what are the expectations in the rules around me. What do I need to do to align with other people's expectations? And they are present time oriented. So they tend to focus on the here and now and the present more than the future and the past. And then we have the withdrawn stance. And the withdrawn stance is people who move away from others to get what they want. In stress, they tend to withdraw or retreat from others, and they are focused on the past more than the present or the future. So do you guys know or guess which stance your respective numbers are in?
The first description you gave felt like I resonated with that. That's how I
Okay,
felt.
so as a 3, you think you're in the assertive stance.
That's
what do you
kinda
think,
how I
Noah?
felt.
I also feel very future oriented, very much about the next thing at all times. I wouldn't necessarily think of myself as assertive sometimes, but I definitely do like go towards new.
I'm gonna say
Do you have
it
anything
also
to say,
depends on your current health, like if you're in the growth or stress realm. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's good. So David brings up a good point, which is we can all look different when we're healthy or unhealthy. But right now
The
we're just kind of
default, okay.
talking about our default autopilot, state. And yeah, so 7s, 3s, and 8s are all in the assertive stance.
Let's go.
Oh, so everybody on this podcast.
Yeah.
So as assertive stance, I'll tell you guys that what I'm guessing your strengths are is action. And you're great at taking action and getting things done. And you're probably great at the ideation and coming up with fun new ideas and moving forward towards making your ideas happen. 3s, 7s, and 8s are great at not only having the idea, but executing it. They believe they can make it happen. Each of these stances has a weakness in terms of thinking, feeling, and doing. Okay. So when we talk about the assertive stance, they are great at doing and thinking and not so great at the feeling. So the emotions tend to be repressed.
Yes.
And when you go to, I didn't say the numbers of the other stances, but if you guys are listening and want to know, if you're a 1, a 2, or a 6, you're in that dependent stance. And the dependent stances are doers and feelers, and they're thinking repressed. So it's hard for them to think productively. And then when we look at the 4s, 5s, and 9s, those are the withdrawn numbers who are doing repressed. So they think and they feel, but it's harder for them to take action. So as 3s and 7s, you guys are good at taking the action. And the hard thing is you probably sometimes are going to want to move so fast into the future that you neglect considering the emotions of the people around you and even your own emotions. It's kind of easy for you guys to put your own emotions on the side and then just move forward to the next thing.
I don't know what you're.
I think all of I have a feeling that all of our wives are screaming at the radio. Like what she said.
Yeah, no, dang, what was the thing you said, like, that we just go to doing? Like, that serves me and Rebecca really well in our marriage, that, like, if there's laundry to be folded, whoever gets to it first does it. If the dishwasher needs to be done, whoever gets to it first does it. Like, we are both, like, doers. And I know that she's struggled with people in the past who, like, there's something to be done, and they, like, don't do it, and she's, like, confused why don't they see it, and why don't they just do it? You know, so it's like a blessing that both of us have that orientation, because she's kind of had this, like, you know, waiting on other people before.
Yeah. So Eric is a 4, and like in that let's use the laundry. If there's something to happen, and I'm like, let's do it. And then Erica will be like, well, how do you feel about it? And I'm like, that doesn't matter. And I'm like, none of that matters. And then she's like, and then she'll get frustrated at me, or like we'll have some conflict or something. I'm like, but it's done. And she's like, but it doesn't matter if it's done. Like where's your head at? Where's your heart at? And I don't feel the relevance there. So this is not supposed to be a marriage therapy session. So
she's licensed
stop
in
talking. Yeah, that'll
it's
be
one of my
certifications.
Call.
Yeah, we'll have to pay you for that though. Anyways, so okay, so we are in this doing
future-oriented, assertive
or like
doers.
This assertive, future-oriented, assertive. And our weakness is that we might not feel things, but we definitely do the things, or consider the emotions or something.
Yeah, or you might feel things, but you are too uncomfortable to deal with the emotions, so you set them to the side and just keep moving.
Oh yeah,
yes.
That may or may not have happened to me today already.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't have the time nor the bandwidth to engage with these emotions, so I will pocket them for a later time.
And the other party in that conversation was like, why are you talking so weird?
I'll say about 7s, one thing that we know about Enneagram 7s is that their fear is of being trapped or limited or out of options. Okay, so one tip I have for 7s, or if you're in a relationship with a 7, is 7s probably aren't going to want to engage in a conflict if they don't know where it's going to go or how it's going to end or if it's going to end, right? Because they might get scared that if I enter into something, I might never get out. So that also has to do with negative emotions. A 7 might be afraid to engage with pain or grief or sadness because they are afraid that if they go there, they might never get out. And so a tip I have for you about engaging conflict with sevens is you can set a duration, like for a conversation, right? So for example, like, hey, I really need to talk about this thing with you and it's going to be hard, but can you just give me 10 minutes and then we'll be done and we can move on to the next thing? Because that will kind of alleviate and soothe the seven's fear of getting stuck or getting trapped.
That's what Caitlin and I do.
You know, Elyse, you did this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Noah.
Elyse, you did this for me years ago when I can't remember what, but we'd been texting. You'd ask me how I was doing, and I was doing terrible. And I was just feeling like overwhelmed by life. And you said something like, just set a 10-minute timer and sit with your feelings and see how you feel after that. And I was like, okay. And I did it. And I just sat there. And at the end of 10 minutes, I felt so much better. Because I'd just kind of been running from it for, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks, maybe more.
Sure.
Of just like, I have to keep moving because everything's terrible, but I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
And that was pre-certification, I bet.
This is good. In our STN business meetings, now if you guys hear me say, I need 10 minutes to talk about
triggered.
this, then you guys are going to be locked in to like, uh-oh.
You're going to blame me.
Yeah.
Dang it, Elyse.
Be like, Liz, we got to talk about it. Timer's on the screen. No, that's helpful.
I also have things to say about your couple pairings whenever we want to go there.
Us with Sam?
Unless you boys...
You with your wives.
Oh...
But
we're all like,
it also can apply to you. And
I mean,
Sam.
honestly, it's the same for me. And yeah,
I guess, yeah, literally, it's the same for them because they're married to me professionally and as friends. And
makes sense.
Yeah. So dive into that, and I'll chime in if I am like, yeah, that's how I experience you in our relationship too.
Okay, I am going to get into some glow pairings. So this term, the Enneagram glow, was coined by Krista Harden from Enneagram and Marriage. And she talks about the glow. When two numbers come together in relationship, they have this unique glow that they bring to the world. And when you come together with a partner, what also happens is you kind of rub off on each other, right? You begin to meld together in ways, but of course retaining your unique identities. So Krista has created the Enneagram Glow Guides with the 45 different possible pairings.
Ooh.
So each number with each number. And if you are interested in yours, she sells them. I think it's like 10 or 15 bucks on her website. So you can like purchase this 35-page PDF. She is not paying me to say this. I just really believe in this content so much. So I'm going to read from the glow guides for the 3-7 and the 3-4. The 3-7 glow is called Jet Set.
Great name. It sounds like a budget airline.
Love it.
Okay, I'm going to read straight from the Jet Set glow guide. The 3 and 7 have big dreams together, and they're certainly not afraid to go after them. It's just a matter of timing, discipline, and deciding on the focus in each season. When it comes to romantic ideals, this pairing loves to spend hours connecting and can communicate beautifully and efficiently once they get past their fears of exposure and vulnerability. This comes out once the pair has nestled into safe boundaries and can trust the other one loves them deeply and they know they're each doing their own work. Because of past skepticism, injury, or attachment wounds, this may take time for the 3 and the 7, but it's worth the effort.
Do you feel that way,
That's
Sam?
us boys.
That is.
We'll talk about your wives. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like me and Rebecca absolutely have big dreams. We love going for things, and we also just love spending quantity time together. Like, we just want to be together all the time, and we love sitting together and spending all our time together. And we also are very like efficient in our communication, in the fact that we don't yell at each other. We're not like angry in that sense, but we do communicate our things. But we often are like hesitant to get into it. So it's like we have to like break down okay, we're gonna talk about it, and then once we do, it's fine. But I think both of us feel that kind of like, it was even brought up in our premarital, like this like nervousness to get into it.
Yeah, and I wonder if sometimes you might be more motivated to get into a conflict or a tension if if you know that getting past it, something else in life is going to work out more efficiently because we solve that problem. And, you know, you probably as a 3 and a 7 look at it as like a problem to be solved, and there's a solution we can work towards, and then we can like check, I accomplished something, and then move forward.
Yeah, that's true.
I just love the little tag of jet set, because I like my best friends have like always been 7s in my life, and I like as soon as I was telling Erica this, I was like, I'm not friends with any 7s right now that I know of, and if I was, I know I would know it. Well, like Noah and David exclusive. Yeah, I was like, I need to just make an announcement at church and be like, is anybody in this room a 7? And can I talk to you after church? Because I live for that energy, that 7s, like just that, like bam, bam, that bam, bam stuff. So I just love that description. And I've always had a very fun time connecting with Enneagram 7s in my life.
Oh, yeah.
And David, is there anything you'd like to say about your fear of exposure and vulnerability?
Yeah, that's great. Good. Okay.
Your mic is recording, by the way.
Yes. Well, that's what I'm like when I look at Caitlin. You know, I know that's a big thing with the 3 is the fear of being seen for who she really is. And I think that was something. Thankfully, we've been married for a chunk of time now, so we've gotten to get to know each other pretty well. But there's a lot of the stuff we've talked about we've brought into our marriage in the sense of like she understands the best way to have a good, difficult conversation is to do it like with time understood. Again, I hate to be that guy. Like I keep also going to the like when I go to the 1 versus the, you know, like because I think the problem is that the ideal 7, yes, that's how we behave in conflict or whatever. But I'm like, I keep looking at myself when I like go to the 1 and I hate when I go to that place because I'm just like, I'm not who I want to be at that moment. Now there's nothing against being a 1, but a 7 becoming a 1 is just the worst. And so I think I keep thinking of like, how do I stay like using those different wings and those different growth and stress patterns and stuff like that? How do we use that in our relationships with the other people around us? And specifically in my relationship with Caitlin, how do I help her to feel like she can be her most authentic self around me and not have to fear repercussion or not have to fear, being found out. Right. And so, but then Caitlin does a great job with that for me. It's like helping me to understand, like, I'm not trapped and I don't need to be afraid of losing opportunity. And so it's been a beautiful thing to see, like in a marriage when these are understood between the two parties. It's really beautiful to see both parties like sacrificing in a way of like how they can help the other person feel appreciated, heard, and valuable in those difficult conversations. Thank you. I am a married man who I'm a professional now. Yes.
Professional married
man.
Yeah,
you should write a book.
Unexposed.
Right. Sam, you want to hear about the 3-4 glow?
I'm gonna make the guess. It's called the Cutie Pies. No,
that's actually close.
Oh, really?
It's called Bold Romance.
Woo!
I heard it here first.
Thank you.
Cutie pies,
because they are.
So here's what it says about the 3-4s. You are a justice-driven, wise pairing, sharing both ideals and practicality. The 3 is witty, fun, and playful, with the ability to boldly bring the 4 out of a brooding mood and escape their victim mentality. They bring out the 4's strong work ethic and will fight extremely hard for them, especially when the 4 is not willing to fight for themselves. The 4 helps the 3 slow down and appreciate life. They give the 3 space to be who they are and appreciate them for their own emotional intelligence. The 3 and 4 challenge each other in ways that allow them both to grow while they have fun and compassionately shine together in the world.
Wow. Serica.
Wow.
Sam is crying.
Not
Serica.
I love that.
Sobbing.
It's America.
It's America, the Bold Romance.
The Bold Romance. I'm changing our group chat name.
Group chat?
The bold, or I can't do that, but that'd be awesome. I don't have as many people to riff with because you guys are both 7s, but I mean, I feel, that feels very accurate. Yeah. She is great at forcing me to slow down. Well, she tries she is a force to slow me down. I definitely feel that in life and stuff. She's very sweet about helping me see the world from a better and healthier pace than than maybe my default is. But yeah, I really like that.
It was
I
cool
don't
how
think I
it said
told
that
you-
you were a compassionate justice
accurate.
pairing, considering like the work that you
Yeah.
do and how strongly you care for justice in the world, and like pretty cool to
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
that like get played out even in
That's
your
special.
marriage.
Yeah. I don't know what the I can't remember exactly what the language was, but something about wisdom. Not to be like we're very wise, but we do well. Like I feel like we do. At the end of the day, like we sit in our chairs and like talk through life things very like analytically, or like very like we'll be like, yeah, this is how, or just I don't know. I don't
Toot
want to
your
like
horn,
toot
brother.
the horn a bit, but that word does like
Yeah.
yeah. But I feel that in our relationship, there's always a lot going on. But like when we're like at our best, we're very like thorough and thought through in how we make life
How
decisions
often is she
together
just
and
in her
talk about things
feelings?
and stuff. At our best, the perfect amount of time. XOXO.
Yeah, you can't.
Love
Well,
you.
my
Love
sister
you,
is
honey.
the same, and I appreciate that about her because it's so different than me. Like I appreciate that in the sense of like her emotions are so important to her, and I value that in her where I see that weakness in myself. So to someone who thinks emotions are bad, I don't actually. That's the joke, but.
Yeah.
I value that in someone who's like, oh, they are so emotionally intelligent, and I don't know, it's cool.
Yeah. I think in our relationship, like there's times where it's healthy for me. I feel like in healthy ways, I've been like, hey, like let's
Yeah.
get up and go. Like let's get up and move to the next thing. And then there's on the flip side, in healthy ways, she'll say to me like, sit down and stop going. So like we definitely benefit from each other. In that way, we can't go too much deeper, otherwise we will start crying.
So we're gonna move out of the
Nice.
deepness to
Thanks,
make sure we don't
Elyse.
get stuck there.
Hey,
And my shameless plug is that I'm looking for 4 new couples to do coaching with me this
Ooh.
winter.
oh,
So it would be virtual. It would be we do things like this, that what we just did on the podcast. We'll go through things about your number, talk about how your numbers interact. So listeners, if that's you, send me an email, and looking for 4 new couples to start a new round of coaching this winter.
oh my goodness, we'll
Wow.
plug that for you all day.
Woo.
That's
That's
great.
great.
If you want to have chemistry like me, Noah, and David,
Yes, you two could be this best of friends.
That's crazy.
She not only
Have
coaches
this level.
couples in marriage, she couples friendships, people that want to start
Yeah.
podcasts together.
Podcast
People-
teams.
Do
if
you and
wanna
your
get
bros just want to be closer? That would be sick. That's it. I'm doing that, Elyse. Next time I am in charge of a bachelor party. I'm zooming you in,
Amazing.
and you're like one of the nights. It's just going to be a workshop.
Okay, that is so funny because my new idea, which it's an idea right now, but I'm gonna start executing it like in the next few months, is I want to do Enneagram parties. So it's like you
gosh.
host it,
And
think like a Pampered Chef
Aw.
party, but not an MLM at all. And you would like invite all your friends, and I come and bring you like worksheets, and we like learn about each other and the Enneagram, and it's just like a fun night. And there's nothing to buy into at
Where's
the
the
end.
catch?
Love that.
There's just a
That's
love
so
offering.
fun.
Okay,
There's
good.
just-
All
No,
a
I would
love
charge for
offering.
it. I would
No
definitely
love.
charge for it, but
No
I'm not going
love.
to try to buy you into a pyramid scheme.
Very clear
If you
expectations
want-
up front. You
if
owe me
you wanna
$6,000, and
progress,
I come
you
do
must
this.
You'll be paying
Yeah.
me $15 to $20 a person.
Oh, that
That
would be
seems
crazy.
reasonable.
You're like, I have some really good insight. My Venmo is.
Oh, I've
my
got a
goodness.
big.
Aw.
I'm not going to start talking
I've got a
until
big
3
warning
of you
for
Venmo
all
me.
you
Yeah.
6'1s out there, but I can't tell you about it until I get $30.
You gotta unlock level 4.
This is why, at
Watching my
least you
Venmo
need
rise
7s
now.
and 3s in your
Yeah.
life to help you come up with bad business ventures.
We got you. To monetize, baby.
No, but
you can
actually,
become incredibly
say?
profitable like us.
I actually do need 3s and 7s and 8s in my life to help me like figure out how to get things out of my head and like into action. So I really do appreciate the entrepreneurial spirit and the thinking out of the box minds.
Well, we don't sell this advice for free. So
How much do I owe you?
You have to plug
that's
us on your
another call.
podcast.
Just kidding.
We get 10% of everything forever.
And for that reason, I'm out.
Yeah.
For that reason, I'm
All right,
out.
sharks.
Call me Kevin O'Leary because I'm very weary.
Wow. Elyse, thank you so much for being on this show. It has been such a blast just getting to have you reconnect. Also, all the insights you brought us, so fun. Like, just really cool to think through all these things and just grow as people. And I saw Sam shed a tear. It doesn't matter what he says. There were tears
Enough to
shed.
make a grown man cry.
No, stop. I didn't. People listening think I'm
He's
really
the most
cool.
likely to get a nose pierced
Don't
out
let
of
them
this
know I
group.
cry.
And most likely to get a tattoo.
He's the angsty one.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
He can name 5 Josh
But
girls.
Elyse, what are you looking forward to? Oh my gosh. Elyse, what are you looking forward to with the launch of your podcast?
Seeing how many followers
that's-
I get so I can feel famous.
Appreciate the authenticity.
It's a rush. Well, we are so excited for you, and I have been blessed by getting just to talk to you for this little bit tonight. Wish you all the best as you record at your library.
Does she have to do a staircase to somewhere?
Hopefully we get you. I don't think. I think.
Sorry,
we're past
Elyse.
that.
I knew
think
that's what
we've-
you wanted.
I think we're. I think the ship has sailed. Did you want to? Did you? I don't.
It's a
no,
visual
she's
medium.
shaking her head. She's like, absolutely not. I came with no expectations. But yeah.
Make sure
Thank
that
you
you
for your
guys
time
check
and
out-
joining us tonight.
Yes, check out Towards Enneagram
Nope.
on all the...
Eden.
No, that's not the name
No.
of it.
Eden.
I ruined
Toward-
it.
Heading back
Nope.
to it.
Towards
Grapes of Wrath.
no. Oh gosh. Okay.
Can we roll?
Try that again.
Make sure you check out Towards Eden, an Enneagram podcast
Hey.
by Elyse Regier. It will bless your heart. It is not witchcraft. And maybe you'll grow and learn something.
Beautiful.
This was really fun. Thanks for hanging out with me. Yeah, I'm looking forward to just having some really good conversations about Enneagram types on the podcast. And can't wait to schedule my episodes with you guys to come on as guests and talk about the very deepest parts of yourselves
I
and all
demand
of
it's
your
the
feelings.
3 of us,
for the
not
world that you're in.
not us and our
Yeah.
spouses, but it's the 3 of us.
The boys tell all. Love it. All right. This is us signing off. Goodbye, everybody. Email us at staircasepod@gmail.com.
Porky outro.
Living large, living large. Living large.